The study carried out by Jane's Industry Quarterly, a new supplement to Jane's Defence Weekly, shows a combination of strong economic growth, rising defence spending and rapid industrial development is changing the role of China, India and Russia in the global defence market. As a result, each country presents a unique set of challenges and opportunities for the West.
The Industry Quarterly report was really designed to look at the three countries, India, China and Russia, and look at how their emerging defence economies are impacting on each other and also on the wider regional situation. So we had a look at particularly where the industries are going, how much money is coming into them, what their capabilities are in terms of procurement and production, and what that means for, in the longer term, particularly for them as export powers when they come into conflict, or conflict's not the right word, but come into competition, say, with Western countries and with each other as well.
Of the three countries, China's growth is the longest and most sustained, and is likely to become a major exporter of military equipment.
China probably stands out as the number one country in this kind of effort, mainly because the ramping up of their defence budget over the last, I think, 20 years or so, has created an enormous amount of new investment into their defence industry. The government has also been very committed to revitalising its defence industrial base because it needs to indigenise its capabilities in a way that allows its armed forces basically to be self-sufficient.
India won't be a big exporter for several decades, but increased defence spending is creating enormous opportunities for the West.
They're a little bit further behind China in terms of their industrial renaissance, primarily because a lot of the industrial sector is still publicly owned, and there are issues there with how you introduce reforms to make things more efficient. On the other hand, India is a much more open market to Western companies. India has a policy of looking both westwards and eastwards for its defence equipment, so it makes it a very attractive market for Western companies.
Russia's military budget was badly hit in the 1990s, but has been built back up thanks to revenues from the country's booming oil and gas industries.
The last country, Russia, is in a slightly different position. Again, they're really looking at their defence industry on a strategic level to help revitalise their economy, which is, as we know, majority fueled by oil and gas revenues. Part of that means is that they no longer really look towards the West as a source of technology or equipment. They try to do everything themselves. And during the 1990s, when the defence budget took a huge hit following the Cold War, the defence industry was sustained by its exports, mainly to India and China. Now that, of course, creates a problem, because as India and China look to begin their own production of their own internal defence equipment, then Russia starts to lose out on its export markets.
China, India and Russia all have growing internal budgets, rising self-confidence and provide extra competition for export markets.